A sanctified skeleton rose from the corpse of a sacred light apostle, and Leon Carte fixed his eyes on it. It was a hero undead, a sanctified bone white. It carried halosphere and skeletal reanimation. Leon focused on skeletal reanimation. A key piece of his future skeleton legion had appeared. At the same time, the class chat exploded. The Warforged Dominion's calamity had struck, and many students were raided inside their haven shelters. Some lost troops, warehouses, and their chance to pass the major class. Others survived and looted treasures, materials, and recipes from the invaders. He was glad Daphne Morwen had warned him in advance. Then his three-person group chat lit up. Marcus said he had nearly been eliminated. Clara Shaw said her Thunder Sparrow support and his Foxkin healing had barely stopped her invader. They compared rewards. Clara gained an ice stone and a cavalry recipe. Marcus gained a treasure compass, a scope, and a short-arm construct recipe. Then 2 notices arrived. The next calamity was already being prepared. Trading permission had opened. The class rushed into trading. Students begged for wood, stone, ore, and weapons. Leon posted the serrated shorts words forged by his red furnace dwarfs. Buyers rushed in. After negotiating, he sold the first batch of 50 for 5 gold, plus 1 material each. He even bought a hot-cooked dish from another student. Leon still did not relax. He sent Shadow Locust scouts to map the area. The enchanted map marked terrain and many altar points. Then a star marker appeared. Leon checked it and found a ruin location. He left guards at the manor estate, took the rest of his skeleton forces, and advanced. After about an hour, he reached a giant old tree. The entrance to the Trent ruins lay in the tree hollow. He entered, and was pulled inside with his skeleton legion. A voice announced 5 floors of trials, rewards for each floor, and a Trentkin inheritance for clearing all 5. Each attempt cost 1,000 wood. Leon paid. Sprouts burst from the ground and became 1,000 trents. Leon gave the order. The skeleton legion charged. Their serrated short knives barely broke bark. The trents recovered quickly. Branch lashes and root binds tore through skeletons. Even skeleton knights were battered apart. After 15 minutes, Leon declared defeat and withdrew. He gained nothing. He lost 1,000 wood and hundreds of skeletons. He spent a full day smashing 5 nearby altars, taking materials and new skeleton types. The anger eased, but the Trent ruins stayed in his mind. Back at his haven shelter, he reviewed the battle. Trents were tall, durable, and fast to recover. He needed overwhelming destructive power. Mass skeleton pressure alone was too inefficient. The answer was Bone Overlord. Directly summoning one was almost impossible under current Warforged Dominion conditions. Leon fused one himself. That night, he gathered newly summoned skeletons. 10 skeleton soldiers fused into 1 Ironbone skeleton. 10 Ironbone skeletons fused into 1 skeleton knight. 10 skeleton knights fused again. A hero, Undead Bone Overlord, was born. It had a bear-like form from fusion influence, but the awakened skills matched Lion's goal. The next day, Leon returned to the Trent ruins and paid again. 1,000 trents rushed in and crushed his expendable skeleton vanguard into bone fragments. Leon waited. Then the Bone Overlord activated. Bone fragments flew in and formed a 10-meter bone colossus bear. It swung enlarged bone claws and smashed trents into splinters. Root binds could not hold it. Branch lashes did nothing. When the fight ended, it was undamaged. All 1,000 trents were destroyed. Leon cleared floor 1. 3 rewards appeared. He chose the level 1 Bulwark Trent right-bound altar instead of wood or saplings. He started floor 2 on. The enemies were Decade Trent guards with Thorn Impale. The Bone Colossus Bear still overwhelmed them. It had no flesh, and lost bone fragments could be pulled back in. After 1 hour, Leon cleared floor 2. He ignored the wood reward, weighed the Arbalest Trent altar against a Lifebloom fruit, and chose the Lifebloom fruit. He fed it to a halfling drake spear at once. Life energy surged through the soldier's body. Its strength, stamina, and physique rose together. It advanced to hero tier and awakened Life Surge. Leon continued to floor 3. This time, the Bone Colossus Bear faced 100 Century Trent Wardens. All hero level. Some carried clubs, vine whips, and bows. The Bone Colossus Bear was repeatedly broken apart under their attacks. It did not fight alone. The Golden Skeleton Champion, the Sanctified Bone White, and the new hero Halfling Drakespear joined the battle. After 6 hours they cleared floor 3. The 4 hero-level fighters were exhausted and could not continue. Leon collected the reward and withdrew. He chose the Provision Trent Right-bound Altar over Wood, and the Adamant Wood Seed. He checked the unit information, and learned it produced breadfruit through rooted growth. His Skeleton Legion did not need food, but his dwarves, Drakespears, and Shadow Locusts did. He placed the altar in the 5th slot of his estate. 10 provision trees emerged and rooted inside the iron fence. In less than 3 hours, the first breadfruit batch ripened. Leon tasted one. It was soft, slightly sweet, and rich in starch. The first harvest gave 300 fruits. He stored 200 and sold 100 for 1 gold each. They sold out instantly. Food demand was high, and Hearthstream units were rare. Leon saw a new business line. He would sell weapons and food. Some students spammed him with private messages for special supply. Leon ignored them. One of them was Siren Dawnspire. He took the silence as humiliation. Inside his villa shelter, he burned with anger while 2 female classmates, now his dependents, tried to calm him. He refused. He pulled out a vengeance map, fueled it with hatred, and marked Leon's haven shelter. The distance was only 100 kilometers. Siren assembled his forces and marched. His core kin were Netherflame fiends. He also brought fetid bulwark corpses. The 2 women brought Styx banshees and Abyss powder moths. Leon recognized him through scout images and smiled. Before Leon could go after Siren, Siren had come to him. Leon recalled outside forces and set an ambush around the estate. Siren arrived in a sedan carried by fiends and stared at Leon's level 5 manor estate with envy. He shouted for Leon to surrender in 1 minute. Leon walked out and asked why he had come. Siren skipped the reason and gave 2 choices. Resist and be tortured to death, or hand over all treasures, swear slavery, and live. The 2 women mocked Leon too. Leon stayed calm and said they were fortunate they had never attended prep class. Siren sneered. Leon answered that if they had, they would know his most famous kin were not locusts. They were skeletons. Blue soulfire flared all around them. Skeletons closed in from every side. The 2 women panicked. Siren forced a show of confidence and ordered the fiends to burn. More than 100 Netherflame fiends released Netherflame and incinerated over 10,000 skeletons into bone ash. The 2 women relaxed and mocked Leon again. Siren boasted and threatened to tear down the estate. Leon answered that he accepted neither of Siren's roads. He would take a 3rd road and kill him. Bone Ash trembled and rushed aside. The Bone Overlord rebuilt the Bone Colossus Bear in front of them. Black Bone Skeletons, the Golden Skeleton Champion, the Sanctified Bone White, the Crystal Skeleton King, and other strong skeletons stepped forward under the Crystal Skeleton King's command. Bone fragments reformed into fresh skeleton soldiers and charged. Siren changed the objective at once. Break out. Leon did not let him go. The Bone Colossus Bear strode through the battlefield and tore apart enemy ranks. Even fetid bulwark corpses could only take 2 hits. Netherflame fiends, Styx banshees, and Abyss powder moths died in 1. Netherflame, Styx water bolts, and Crimson powder could not stop the Bone Colossus Bear. Every enemy death added another skeleton to Leon's side. Siren abandoned the battle and tried to flee with the 2 women under escort from his hero Netherflame fiend. Leon sent thousands of shadow locusts like black fog. They fired shadow spikes and pinned the group in place. Leon walked up with his hero Halfling Drakespear. Only then did Siren accept defeat. He offered treasures for his life, including a vengeance map and another cavalry recipe. Leon said it was not enough. Siren offered the 2 women too. Leon said it was still not enough. Siren demanded an answer. Leon did not answer. The hero halfling Drakespear burst forward and drove a spear through Siren's heart. Lightning exploded in Siren's chest and destroyed his life force. Then Leon spoke. Siren's death was the price. The two women shook in terror. Leon searched Siren's body and took every treasure. Besides the vengeance map and nether cavalry recipe, he found an Netime flute that could summon 100 flame ox heavy riders. The loot was good, but too little. Leon ordered the two women to lead him to Siren's haven shelter. He expected most of Siren's resources to be stored there. They obeyed. Leon took 1,000 ironbone skeletons and several strong skeletons and marched out. Over more than 100 kilometers. The skeleton force killed every wild creature they met. The dead rose and joined the legion. His skeletons tore everything down and moved all warehouse materials into Leon's storage. In 1 hour, Siren's shelter became flat ground. The two women received the notice that they were about to be eliminated. They looked to Leon and begged to become his vassals instead. They promised to obey whatever he ordered.